This is Jack Blore. This will be my first memory recording. I have the neural receptors hooked up just as you requested, so you should get some pretty good visuals. Alright, let's get started. So, today I took a little trip down to the river, a little solo adventure. Hopped on my bike. It was a beautiful winter day, freezing cold outside though. I remember only having one glove and my right hand was just miserable, especially when I was biking. I remember looking off to my left and seeing my shadow sort of crawling across the concrete. To my right, the sun was creeping through the trees. Beautiful sky, gosh. Made it to the fence and hooked up my bike. I had this tune playing through my head that I was working on. It was a nice tune, so it was bearable, but it just wouldn't go away. It just kept playing over and over again. I walked down the floodwall towards the beach. I remember looking at my shadow against the wall and thinking back to this time that I had seen this huge wall mural of this bird head. It had these massive golden eyes, and it just felt like they could see right through me, as if I was a pane of glass, like it could read my soul or something. Anyway, I kept walking. There was this cluster of birds on the ground. When I approached them, they all flew up into a tree all together. Kind of felt like I was in a Disney movie for a second, pretty surreal. So I walked down the steps and climbed down the ladder onto the pipe and started walking down towards the beach. Remember sliding my bare hand on the railing. It was cold, but it reminded me of her hands. They were always cold, but so smooth. And then her face got stuck in my head, and that always throws me into a tizzy, so climbed down onto the beach, and as soon as I got to the shore, I plopped down and lit up a cigarette. Not much of a smoker, but definitely did the trick. When I was done, I stood up and remember peering over the layer of ice that sat at the edge of the shore and looking down at my reflection and remembering how strange I looked in this giant jacket that I was wearing. I looked kind of like a little marshmallow. But, I was warm, so who's complaining? And then I remember looking up and something caught my eye off in the distance. There were these people walking across the train bridge, and I just thought, that is the most amazing thing. What if a train comes? They'd be mushed. They'd be pancakes. I just had to do it. I love those adrenaline highs that I get just by doing something stupid, but I guess that's me sometimes. So I went back up and just started walking across it one step at a time, one wooden beam at a time. I remember looking down at my feet and seeing the cracks in between the beams, and it looking down at the water rushing by underneath, and I just felt like if I fell, I'd just slip right through one, even though they're like 2 inches apart, but it didn't change the fact that it was horrifying. So I made it across the first bridge. I kept walking, and I could see the main bridge up ahead, and the footprints ended about halfway in the median. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going into uncharted territory. And something filled me with pride stepping on that fresh snow, like I was better or something, I don't know, than these people. Anyway, I got to that bridge, and looking down it, man, it was just so intimidating. Like this steel giant would just eat me at any moment. But I powered through, started walking across it. But about halfway there, I gave up. It was too much, and took a little break on one of the train supports, the support beams coming out of the water. Climbed down, and when I looked up, just this magnificent view across the river, with the sun casting shadows across the ice. But I couldn't get this stupid stop motion that I'd made out of my head. It just kept playing over and over again. But it was so perfect. Just like this moment.